Aquarius.
Hey everyone, before we start today, I'd just like to address a question that I get a lot in my email, and it will save me a lot of time here if I can collectively address it here to you. So the question I get is whether I give private readings or not. And yes, I do. I do it all the time. You will find it here on the sidebar. You just want to click on it. It will take you directly to the website where you can find out more information on the various readings that are available to you, both on the astrological side as well as the psychic readings and what you can expect from those. All right, so let's get on with it and see what November has in store for you this month. Hello Aquarius, this is your November forecast for 2014, and this month for you all will be focused in the area of your career. So last month here in October, Mercury was going retrograde, and if you didn't listen to the special forecast on a separate video, you can find it right here on the playlist, which is the top icon here on the left hand side of the video. So listen to that if you are still listening to this November forecast here in October, give you a little bit more insights what you can expect, what Mercury is now trying to redo, retweak, and so forth. Because Mercury here in the 9th house has been preparing you here in October for doing a little research, figuring out things, preparing you for what is to come here in November. And Mercury is then 19 degrees here as we start off the month, and so it's going to be picking up speed. It's still concluding that journey in this area of the 9th, and then we'll move into the career house and join up with the Sun and Venus. Saturn is there as well, and we've spoken about that several times, that you have been working on developing roots, a good solid foundation structurally here in your area of career, where Saturn has been working now for the most part nearly close to 2.5 years. Now around I believe it's December 20th, Saturn is going to move out of this area and into your 11th house, where it's going to be for the next 2.5 years. So then you're going to be structuring not just how you're working with your career, which you have then fulfilled or mastered, should I say, but then looking to the areas of your social network. This is where Saturn now is going to strengthen your bonds, your connections, working through. It's also your hopes, dreams, wishes, and your friendships, but more on that on the December horoscope, as we'll go a little deeper into that material. But here, yes, in November, having both Sun and Venus in this area, the Sun is you. That's your essence. Venus is what you love, what you appreciate. Of course, it rules love and relationships, but it also rules money. And since it's in this area, I feel you're going to be looking at how can you do better? How can you put your passion into the job that you're doing? There might be opportunities now coming your way that you want to keep your eyes peeled and see what that can do. It could be promotions, great time for that as well, since these 3 planets now are focusing there, and then of course Mercury joining in a little bit later in the month. We have the full moon on November 6th, and the full moon is always the area where we can harvest those things of previous earlier intentions. For you, your full moon in this month is going to be in the 4th house, the area of home and family. So you're going to see that this space is now going to be illuminated. It has to do with family members, but also where you live, how you live, your roots, your past, real estate as well. So some of you might be moving and seeing that this is coming together for you. Others might have more thoughts here under the full moon about changes that you might like to do down the road. So whatever that is for you, it could also be connection with mother or motherhood, since the 4th house also rules that. The new moon this month is going to be November 22nd. this new moon here is just on the cusp, coming out of your 10th house of career into the 11th house of hopes and dreams. So depending on where you live in the world, and since we are sharing here on a global level, some of you might have it at the very last degree of Scorpio. Some of you will have it initiated. There's 0 degrees Sagittarius into the 11th house. But the new moon is where we put down our intentions. So November 22nd, you would want to look at if it's in the 10th house, career. If it's the 11th house, you really want to focus on now time being spent with your friends, maybe to create more room, because it's been a very busy time for you last couple of years where work has been calling your attention, but now to invite in more free time to be spent with those friends, or also working on your network system, your social networks, or also working with groups and organizations as well. So let's just start top of the month, and you might want to listen to your partner's horoscope as well, just to see what's going on with him or her at this time too, so you can see where that will play out for them. But top of the month here, we've got 3 beautiful aspects kicking in the month. The first one is Mercury, the way you think, the linear thoughts. Here now in beautiful aspect with Jupiter that wants to expand your field of thinking. Now Jupiter for you is cruising through your 7th house of relationships. Now that could mean your significant other, it could mean a partner that you work closely with, like an agent, a broker, or somebody else work-wise too. Anybody with that one-on-one. Jupiter is expanding here, and Mercury being affiliated with it, you might just have a very good conversation here. It's between the 7th and the 9th house. So the 9th house is ruled by Jupiter, so there's kind of like a double whammy aspect into it. But the 9th house, Jupiter here, it's how you think about life in general, the bigger picture. It's the Sagittarius's house, so under that we find rulership of your philosophy, your outlook on life, higher thinking, but also justice, and so forth. So being in harmony here, you might just have a very good conversation with your partner about what is fair. That's the 7th house. Justice is the 9th house. So you might just come into an agreement here that could actually work out for both sides. Venus and Pluto also sextile, so they're doing the dance. Venus is love, romance. Pluto is intensity, intimacy. So you might feel here too that things are gelling on this day, and this is between your 10th house of career and then Pluto here in your 12th house. So subconscious urges and needs and wants may now be expressed in a harmonious way. If we're talking about Venus as in money in that career house, well, maybe this is a time where you're going to feel that you can come out with that inner longing for or need, that Plutonian need, to express maybe to the higher up, to your boss or the people up above, the VIPs, whether it's a good time for a raise, for example. So, or also an interview could come in. So you might want to see how that pans out for you, but it's a great day to have these conversations, especially because Mercury is on a go. It's flowing there with Jupiter, where you feel on top of your confidence to actually ask for a raise. Mars, your drive, your ambitions, your goals, is also here November 1st on the move harmoniously with Neptune, which represents the ideal picture. So you're moving towards the ideal November 1st. And you can see how all of these energies now are working together. You know, this whole year we've had so many retrogrades, setbacks, delays, things were working a little rough with it, the hard aspects that we've been having. But this month, all the planets now are moving forward. Mercury's going direct again, with the exception now only of Neptune, which is retrograde. But even Neptune now will turn direct November 16th. So we will have, for the first time this year, everything now as an open flowing river. And this Mars of yours is in that 12th house there with Pluto. And it's directing its energy here up towards the Sun, Venus, and Saturn in that career house. Pluto's transformation. Mars is action. And these two are going to meet up here a little bit later in the month, which would be November 10th, where it will kick in a new dimensional ambition, all right? Like a new beginning, new start. So you're going to feel that drive. So up towards the 10th, take all these energies from the top of the month and prepare for what will start up there November 10th, which could be very exciting for you, Aquarius. November 3rd, we have Sun and Pluto. So the Sun is prepping Pluto on the 3rd for what is to come there on the 10th when Mars catches up to that conjunction. So you might feel a surge of energy, you might feel this sense of renewal coming in. There's always a rebirthing aspect when we have these good aspects with Pluto. November 10th, then yes, we have the conjunction. A conjunction is when two planets meet up on the night sky, where they're side by side, and this is the infusion of that energetic energy of Mars, your passion, your goal, your ambition, and then Pluto now starting off something that has the power to transform your path now for the next 2 years. They only meet up once every 2 years, and conjunctions are always the beginning, the start. So Mars these last few weeks, the last few months, have been concluding what you started 2 years ago. All right, it's been closing down on a cycle, and now you're going to see how you're going to take off. November 11th, Mercury again. Mercury is going to have a lot of aspects this month. Is now trying to Neptune the ideal, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, your creativity, and Mercury is how you speak and communicate about this. So having that coming in so close, where Mars is still conjunct that Pluto, well, we can see how the infusion of these planets now are leaving you feeling very confident. Venus on the 12th, the conjunction is still active. So Venus, your inner passion, your love, your drive, is also now infusing a new start with Saturn, which rules your foundation, your structure, karmically, the lessons that we're here to learn. Venus takes 1 year around the chart, so here it is. It's been a year since they two met. So right now, these days, between the 10th and the 12th, ask yourself, what did you do approximately a year ago? What did you initiate? What are you concluding? Ask yourself, what did you start? Mars-wise, 2 years ago, what are you concluding? That will give you a little bit of an insight as to what is taking place now. And the beauty is that they're coinciding within 2 days. So your Venus and Saturn is the career house. So I'm feeling this is going to be the full focus for the most part throughout November. So I'm happy to see that you're breaking through, maybe starting off on new projects or getting the raise, the promotion, maybe a new job. Whatever it is for you, it will leave you feeling excited, because also on November 12th we got Mars and Uranus square. And Uranus gives us that anxiousness, wanting up and out of the rut, just feeling like you want to break through, break away from old patterns, especially because Mars there is saying, you know, I don't want to be in this rut. Mars is taking off on a new direction. So it's helping you to get out of the old into the new. On the 16th, we have Mercury again with Pluto. So like a review now, you're going to be speaking and talking about the new structure, implementing it, maybe even sharing here with those around you what is taking place. So I'm feeling that that is a good thing, especially because also Venus now is concluding on the very next day, November 17th, this area of your career. So up to the 17th, that is where Venus is working to ensure that you can get the most out of it financially and from your desires. And then the shift from the 17th is now angling you out towards groups, okay? You're probably going to take some of that work out and into networks, okay, working with others, maybe drawing in other influences here, plus the more personal side, apart from your career, is also, as we mentioned earlier, the 11th house is about friendships. So you might just find that you can spend a little bit more time throughout the next couple of weeks here catching up with your friends. On the 18th, we have the Sun and Saturn in your 10th, also meeting up in a conjunction on that night sky. So what that is going to do is whatever talks you have today, or agreements, could be agreements, anything Saturn does, it gives us roots, foundation, structure. It kind of locks things inside of those rings. So for you, it's a feeling of a seriousness. Why? Because Saturn carries a little bit of a weight, but it's also your inner weight, responsibility, and you embodying it here on this day. So maybe this is the day you're going to start off, or have a contractual agreement, or where you're needing to come out and show your potential. Okay, so Saturn is like saying you're ready to master. Then we have a nice day here. Towards the end of the month, we have a lot of communication. Mercury is going to be touching upon several of these planets. First Mars, then Jupiter, then Saturn, and then at the end here, Neptune. So the 21st, Mercury and Mars, well, that's you communicating. You're very talkative because your energy, Mars, is behind it. It's a good, healthy aspect. It's a sextile. So they're dancing together. They're not fighting. They're dancing. You're just very focused on your goal. On the 25th, Mercury will conjunct with Saturn. So where you were on the 18th, embodying that Saturnian energy with your Sun, now Mercury is coming into that very same degree. So there's a follow-up communication, or where you're going to do a presentation perhaps, but you're feeling strong. You're feeling like you're really empowered here on the 25th. And then we have on the 30th, Mercury then with Neptune. There's a square between these two. So this is more like now you have gone through all the initiation aspects. So now it's more like you stepping back and questioning yourself, how did I do? Did I do good? So maybe right now you're objectively looking upon it, but don't doubt yourself. Neptune can do that every once in a while, but with the genuine energy here that seems to be so together, you shouldn't really have any need or reason to doubt at all. So once again, November 16th, Neptune is going direct, so we're moving, we're picking up speed here for the rest of the year, and so we'll see how we're going to wrap up 2014, totally different from how the year started up. So I feel that this could be good for you. Go listen to that Mercury retrograde on the top icon here. If you haven't listened to Mercury retrograde in October, it's a separate video because I didn't implement it too much in the monthly forecast for October. So I guess that's what I have for you here. So listen to your moon and your rising sign, and I'll see you in December now.